We want to create a culture where compliance is a norm. Licenses, whether in drug sector or food sector, if they are abiding by law, they don't have anything to fear from us. And if they are non-abiding, they have no place to hide on the earth.
In the last 2 months, something unusual has been happening in Maharashtra. Adulterated prasad seized outside Shirdi's Sai Baba temple, synthetic milk units shut down mid-production, hospitals barred from forcing patients to buy medicines only from their in-house pharmacies. Well-known food outlets in Mumbai shuttered overnight, blood bank licenses suspended. Since May, there have been more than 1,000 raids across the state. It's more than just an enforcement drive. It's a sustained sector-by-sector campaign. But why now? Well, in 2011, food safety rules shifted from prevention mode to guaranteeing standards, and even 15 years later, implementation has lagged. India today carries one of the world's highest burdens of non-communicable disease. Antimicrobial resistance is rising because antibiotics are sold over the counter without prescriptions, and complaints about spurious drugs and wrongly labeled healthy foods have been piling up for years. Now, the government has decided to use the full force of law to reverse this, and one man has been leading the charge. Tukaram Mundhe, Commissioner of the Maharashtra Food and Drug Administration or FDA. Mundhe is a 2005 batch IAS officer, and he could well be the lead character in a Netflix police procedural. He has been transferred 25 times in 21 years, a record that has made him something of a folk hero, a legend. Before the FDA, he ran Nashik, Navi Mumbai and Nagpur's municipal corporation and was district collector of Solapur and Jalna. In his wake, he left a trail of shut down illegal bars, cleaned up tanker mafias, and enforced civic discipline. In Mumbai, since he took charge, the FDA has suspended the license of the well-known Parsi dairy farm, shut 2 popular food outlets, and gone after hospitals restricting patients to in-house pharmacies. There has been political pressure and some funding to slow him down. But Mundhe is undeterred. So, in this episode, we ask, what's actually driving this crackdown? Can it survive the political pressure? With over 12 lakh food licenses and 1.5 lakh drug licenses in the state, is real enforcement possible? After restaurants and hospitals, what and who's next on Mundhe's radar? Listen to it from the man himself. This is the first episode of our 2-part series, No Place to Hide. It's Friday, the 30th of July. I am ET's pharma editor Vikas Dandekar. This is the Morning Brief. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. It's been about 2 months that you have taken up the position of Commissioner Maharashtra FDA. We have already seen the kind of actions that have been undertaken. What's fueling this?
See, I believe that my philosophy of working as an IAS officer, or for that matter as a person, is not just to do the job. But my philosophy tells me and my values tell me that I have to perform the role which I am assigned. So when I was posted and I joined on 25th of May, so I identified what is the role of this position as a FDA Chief or FDA Commissioner Maharashtra. My role is to ensure that safe food and safe drugs are available to the people of Maharashtra. Whatever is produced in Maharashtra is safe and standard as per the norms expected. And all the FBOs or the registered licensees, whether in drug sector or food sector, have to abide by the standards, safety, efficacy, quality of the drugs and the food. So the drive comes from that, because small deviation either from the standards or from the non-performance will result is somebody's life.
Right, sir, right. So, what's your overall goal with this drive? Because you have undertaken such a huge task.
See, that's the objective, ultimate objective. It's a gigantic task, because in food sector we have more than 12 lakh registered or license holders in Maharashtra.
Right.
We have more than 150,000 license holders in drug sector in Maharashtra, including manufacturers, blood centers, then you have pharmacies, all those.
Yeah.
So it's a big number.
Right.
Now, to regulate that as per the standards is to implement the law. To each one we may not be able to reach, but each individual can reach us. So we will take exemplary actions. There has to be a deterrence of the law, and all the stakeholders will have to be participating in this. And as citizens or the consumers, they have to be vigilant about what they are eating, what they are purchasing, what they are consuming. If they find some deviation, if they have doubt, they can just contact us. And we have already launched a grievance portal. We just can download complaints.maharashtra.fda.in, and we can just on the click of button we can upload the complaint, and automatically will be assigned to the concerned officer, because it is AI powered, which assigns to the concerned officer. There is a time bound mechanism for it. If the concerned officer does not take cognizance of it, it is escalated to the higher authority and the notice is issued. So accountability is also there, and we resolve in time. So that is a tool which we have made available, along with, of course, toll-free number. So these are the two major tools we have given to the public to be in connect with us to resolve the grievances, whatever they may have. If they have doubt, they can contact us, and of course they can contact local offices as well. Nobody bars them from doing that. So we are vigilant. We want to create a culture where compliance is a norm, action is a deterrence, which is fair as per the law, without fear or favor, whether big or small, whether in urban or rural area. There is no discrimination about it. Licensees, whether in drug sector or food sector, if they are abiding by law, they don't have anything to fear from us. And if they are non-abiding, they have no place to hide on the earth. That is the philosophy through which we are working.
Absolutely. I was actually going to come to that question. How do you actually make this stringency of FDA part of your overall culture? Because that is very difficult.
See, the culture is not developed in one day, as you understand. Culture starts with thought process. So we have begun the thought process, we have started acting. And our thought process is very clear. We have to be absolutely transparent. We have to be absolutely accessible. We have to be absolutely impartial. And we have to be working absolutely as per the law laid down. What we did was, once I joined, I have had interaction with my officers. I have had interaction with the stakeholders, different stakeholders. I myself called different associations, whether, say, for example, from drug sector, we called national level associations, drug manufacturer associations or other association. From food and restaurant, we called different associations, telling them what we expect from them and letting us know what they expect from us. We are here to promote business because businesses are necessary for the growth, but not at the cost of lives of the people. What has happened over a period of time, 2006, we had an act called Prevention of Food Adulteration Act. This act, Food Safety and Standards Authority of India Act, came in 2006. It was passed in 2006 and started implementation in 2011. You have to understand, because till 2011, we are in a culture of preventing adulteration. Now in 2011, we changed 360 degree and we are trying to walk on the path of standards and safety of the food. So this culture will require some time, but it's almost 15 years after that. So rules have started implementing in 2011, then there are different standards which are framed by authority, and these standards, almost 22 standards till now have been declared by authority, and those are being implemented. And citizens shall have to develop a culture of being vigilant. When I say vigilant, what I mean is, whatever you purchase or whatever you eat, just don't look at a brand or advertisement, don't go by that. Look at the ingredients, what are there, look at the constituents which are there in the food or the beverage you are taking, and read it. What it constitutes, what is the calorific value, what is the protein in it, what is the fiber in it, what are the minerals, macro or minor minerals in that. But Something else is claimed in the maybe misleading name or misleading advertisement, and something else is in there.
Right.
If this is misleading, just report to us, we'll take action. Because misleading is also unlawful.
Absolutely.
Sometimes, it's sugar free,
Hmm.
but in the constituency period, there is a sugar.
Right.
And you are a diabetic patient, so it harms you.
Absolutely.
So, as much as you are paying attention to your well being or your life, what you eat is a major constituent. What you drink is a major constituent. So, look at that. That culture needs to be developed.
Right.
And if you do that, I think the compliance culture by FBOs, including whether it's hotels, restaurants, eateries, you have bakeries, you have milk, whatever,
Right.
will also improve.
Right, sir. So, with so much action that we are seeing here, you are going against powerful communities and businesses. You would be probably facing a lot of political pressure. There is already a talk that some 250 crore was mobilized to see your removal.
I don't know whether 250 or done or not done. That is a statement in the assembly made by a representative.
Yeah.
But whatever role you are in, put some pressures will be there.
Right.
But as far as political position not to act is there, I don't have it. Absolutely clear. So I don't think we should be, I'm worried or my officers are worried about. Rather, my officers actually enjoy because they are able to see the results now. There are no unnecessary interference from my side or anybody's side, and there are clear-cut objectives to be achieved. But I think we need to move fast. We need to move very, very clearly. Today, it is NCD, non-communicable diseases, which are prevalent almost 60 to 70%. And one of the major factors for that is our eating habits and food and drugs. Because AMR has his own rights. I think we are the capital of the world for NCDs. And we have to blame whatever we eat. So that all boils down safety and food standards. And that is, I think, overarching goal we are trying to achieve, that it has to be reversed. Are you making a standard food? Are you making a safe food?
Yes.
So there are additives added, colorful, biryani juicy,
Yes.
but
Fungus in pickle.
so these things are there.
Yes.
So we have to avoid that, and we have to move towards a culture which is a standard food and safe food. And that's what our goal is, and we are working towards that.
Sir, tell me something. What keeps you going despite 25 transfers in 20 years?
See, I think transfer is part and parcel of the job. In government service, it is there. Whether it's a frequent, less or more, it's a way of looking at it.
Right.
Yes, I would love to be more stable in a particular post during time, but that's not in my hand.
Right.
So it's a prerogative and authority of the government. They take a call. So I cannot comment on that, and there is no point in discussing that.
Sir, one of your strongest moves against hospitals has been about restricting patients only to in-house pharmacies. We've seen that happening, and that's been one of your strongest measures. For many years, people have been forced to buy medicines from hospitals. So what's the follow-up on that? Do you think it will become a permanent thing?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I think nobody can force, no hospital can force, or no doctor can force to purchase medicine from a particular pharmacy. They have every right to purchase from any registered legal pharmacy, whether it's in the hospital, outside the hospital, somewhere else. It's their right. So I just ensuring that it is implemented. So I issued an order saying that if somebody is either prescribing to be purchased from their hospitals or pharmacy, or not allowing some other medicine, they will be acted against. And we have taken action against 2-3 hospitals just like that. One is from Nagpur, other is from Solapur, or some in Mumbai, Pune also. Right. So it's a choice of a consumer or a patient where to purchase from. So that's a norm, that's a law. They have to abide by it, and anybody violating will be taken to task.
So some of the questions that always come from large pharmaceutical industry is about spurious medicines made by small units in states. This has become a big problem. And then there is also a question of irrational fixed dose combinations, where the state licensing authorities are actually giving approvals. So what is the next step on that? Because there is a central authority as well.
See, when manufacturer is given a permission or license to manufacture certain medicines or drugs, so there is a categorization what we call A, B, C, D. So that depends on the sensitivity and the severity of its impact. A and B being on lower side and C and D being on higher side. So A and B are in the purview of state, authority, and C&R in the purview of central authority. And mostly the instruments, medical equipments or medicines which are used externally fall in A and B category, and invasive injectable they fall in the category generally. By and large, it's not very technical, but generally that is the classification. Now when we issue licenses, DCGI is the competent authority to about its combination. Then we ensure that while granting a license for manufacturer, GMP, good manufacturing practices, good hygienic practices, good laboratory practices, good transport practices, with good distribution practices, these are mandatory. Now there is amended Schedule M, which is made mandatory. Earlier it was given extension for a year. Now everything, whether it's MSME, small or big or not. Now, yes, there are spurious medicines found. They are substandard. We take actions. We have increased our sample. We have increased our enforcement. We have increased our surveys. We are finding more NSQs not for standard quality in the market. Maharashtra, this state drug controller are not really very active, but now in last 2 months you might have seen it has become quite active. Recall orders are there, which earlier we were done at local level, we are doing at state level. And we are following up with the concerned industry or concerned brand or the company. If they don't follow, then we take a severe action as well. So going further, what we are doing is we are going to tight process audit, whether they are following all the good practices, HACCP, what we call hazard analysis and critical control points, then packaging, branding, whether it's a temperature, whether it's a raw material, whether a testing or not. This will be much more stringent now. And we have begun in that direction. We are ensuring that SOPs are issued afresh. We are in that process. Maybe next few days you will find a lot of SOPs. Maybe today or tomorrow itself you will find comprehensive SOPs and order being issued by me in blood centers, its operations, whether blood camps or all this. So we are working on that direction. At the same time, pharmaceutical industry also needs to look whether somebody else is manufacturing in that net. Their vigilance also has to be tight. So we have almost around 900 allopathic medicine manufacturers in Maharashtra, almost 400 odd Ayurvedic manufacturers. So almost 2,000 odd manufacturers in Maharashtra in all capacity in pharmacy are there. Plus distributors, plus pharmacies are there. So we have even gone to the level of pharmacy, whether they are maintaining temperature, whether they are having pharmacist or not, whether they are licensed or not. All these things taking care. Last but not least, we are also working on the pricing mechanisms also. What has happened over a period of time, I am having analysis. There are certain representations to me from either NGOs and civil organizations or the citizens saying that they are exorbitantly priced because the price itself, though it is some of the items it is not as per the regulated, but it becomes bad competitive practice or unethical or illegal trade practices or immoral trade practices. So if the production cost is around 100 and if you are giving margin of say 8, 10, 15%, you can have 115 rupees. You cannot have that product for 1,000 rupees.
Absolutely.
So we are examining the data, we are looking into it, and if we are finding that, then we will take it to the NPPA, National Pharmacy Price Authority. And as was done earlier in some stent cases or other things, we'll work on that. And we are very, very active in that. We have got some data, and in future time to see, we will see some results on that also.
Okay, sir, you mentioned about AMR at the very start, and we know that antibiotics are being sold in this country like over-the-counter drugs. People go for azithromycin, they get it. People go for augmentin, they get it, and there are no checks. So how do you want to handle that part?
See, that's not allowed. We have started taking action. Now, earlier it was difficult for people to complain, but now we have got just an app. I'm in a portal. Just have click and you can do that. So we have started suspending license, taking against pharmacies, those who are not resorting to or not abiding by the law. So there are two parts to it. One is the demand by the citizens, other is not practicing as per the norm. Both have to be addressed simultaneously. What happens because you are sick, maybe you don't have access to doctor or you are not able to go to doctor and then you request and you get it. So it is not good for you as a citizen also because you are not a doctor. Taking antibiotic for the smallest reason actually is harmful to you. And that's why we are called one of the largest AMR population in the world. Maybe we are called capital of AMR. Precisely because we are consuming antibiotics without any scientific evidence, randomly at our will, which has to be stopped. If you require antibiotics, doctors will prescribe it. Otherwise, actually, you are by spending on money on the antibiotics and consuming it, you are actually falling sick, you are reducing your life, you are increasing AMR. That citizen must become aware of this.
Right.
So that's why my one of the major objectives is creating awareness among the people. And to the pharmacists and industries, my instruction is very clear. If you are not abiding by it, we come heavily. We have started, though we have shortage of drug inspectors, but in the time to come, we'll get the enough strength. The action will be multiple.
So finally, sir, what are your overall messages to the people who are listening to you? People across India are actually following the steps that you have been taking as a regulator. What would be your concise message to them?
I'm happy that if it is being watched, but I want all people to watch. So I need a movement. We need a movement about awareness about food, about hygiene, about medicines. If you can raise the bar of being aware about our habits of eating and our habits of taking medicines, and are vigilant and reporting to the authority, Maharashtra FDA, I think we will be far better society than we are today.
Before we conclude, what would be your next steps? You've already cracked down against restaurants, you've gone against hospitals. What comes next?
See, it's not about one or two. It's the whole sector. I have taken a sectoral approach. Whether it's a food industry, food businesses, pharmacy, drugs, it's a whole gamut of things. It's a 360 degree. We have started with prohibited items, then we went down to hotels and restaurants, then we are working on milk.
Right.
Next in line, it was all things, including spices is one of the major items, edible oil is one other. But many don't know, even beverages, both alcoholic and non-alcoholic, are under purview of FDA. So many don't know whether it's non-alcoholic also comes. It comes under the jurisdiction and authority of FDA about its quality, about its branding, about its. So all these are in the line, and we have a strategy for it. We have worked on the vision for it. It's just a question of time. All the sectors will be touched and acted upon.
Mundhe's message is clear. Compliance isn't optional and neither is vigilance. From compliant FBOs to vigilant citizens, Mundhe wants all stakeholders in. He knows raids alone don't fix such a large and complex ecosystem. We hope you liked the first part. This episode was produced by Anirban Chaudhary, sound designed by Amrit Reggie and Indranil Bhattacharjee. On Tuesday, my colleague Ratna Bhushan dives deep into FSSAI's new fast and feisty crackdown on the entire food ecosystem, from restaurants to foods to alcohol, which is jolting companies out of their comfort zones. This is your host Vikas Dandekar signing off. Stay tuned.